Hey everyone, it's Littlelolikat here, and today we're going to make Halloween Empire biscuits. So for this you need 200 grams of plain flour, 50 grams of icing sugar, and 150 grams of salted butter. It has to be salted. So this recipe is really easy and you can use your hands, which is just lovely. Just get my hands in there, add to the flavour. So basically all you do is you mix up the sugar and flour together, you add butter, you crumb it together, and you basically just knead until it's a dough. It's really easy. It's basically just a shortbread recipe. It's substantially easy to do. You get your hands dirty, you get to make a mess. It's great. 10 out of 10. So you just keep going. It will come out in crumbs first and then it will slowly start to knead together. And this is apparently a Scottish recipe that I was unaware was Scottish because I thought they had them in England, and apparently they don't, and this is really upsetting to me. Because originally I was going to make Halloween butter biscuits, not shortbread. It's also slightly different to a traditional shortbread. Usually they kind of change it up a little bit for thingies, because in some places they're called a double shortbread, but they're a little bit of a different recipe. Yes. Starting to come together. It helps if the butter is softened, and also use your hands because it makes it so much easier because it melts in. Poof, poof, poof. And just make sure you pick up everything at the bottom of the bowl. Poof, poof. I thought you couldn't get Empire biscuits down here. I thought they were really popular, and that's why I could never see them until someone said that they didn't know what they were. And then everyone I asked down here doesn't know what they are, because it turns out they're a Scottish thing. They also apparently didn't used to get called Empire biscuits. I discovered this today. They used to get called something else, but they changed the name to be more patriotic during the war. Yeah. Okay. So you have a slab of dough, and just make sure it's kneaded nice. Now I'm not flouring the surface yet because this is going to go rest in the fridge for about an hour, and you want it to be nice and cold when you manage it, so it makes it easier to basically cut the shapes out of and then bake. It's the only real time, like extra time it takes. Yes. Done. So, just going to wrap it up. And stick it in the fridge for an hour. Yes. Okay, so it's been in for just over an hour. I did make a second one because I thought it might not be enough dough because I like Empire biscuits and I will eat them all. So I decided to make more just in case. If it's too much dough, I will just freeze some and it will keep, so it's fine. So now, I will flour whatever surface you're going to use because we're going to roll it out. You can keep them in the fridge for any time between 5 minutes to 48 hours basically at this stage. But if you have it nice and cool, it makes it a little bit better to roll. Experts. Okay, so we're going to roll this out to roughly, and start working with it. Oof. basically helps stop it from sticking as well, which is good. But we want it workable still. Oof. Knead and knead and knead and knead and knead. And this is a good time to preheat the oven to 160 degrees. Okay, that's a little bit better. So we want to roll this out to about 1/2 inch thick. Remember, these are going to be doubled up, so it will be larger than you think. A fly just landed in my hair. How dare it. Okay, there we go. So I have Halloween cookie cutters. Halloween cookie cutters. So, pumpkin. Pumpkin. Remember, you need 2 of each shape at least, because otherwise it's not going to go. I'm not entirely sure how well these will keep their shape. I think these will be okay. I don't know about these 2, so we will see. Batman and Batman. Okay. Probably should do the bats in separate bag because they're quite small. We'll stick to go some pumpkins. Or do more pumpkins. 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 Okay. And then same as before. Flour. Squishy. There's an annoying fly in here that won't leave me alone for some reason. It follows me all through the house. It's like, what are you eating? What's around you? Do you have sugar? I want to be your friend. It landed on you. I told you I wanted to be friends. Told you. One more time. Put them onto a greased baking sheet. Yes. This is just a silicone one I have. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. So these bake for 10 to 12 minutes at 160. So the biscuits have all been done. I've done them in a few batches. So roughly when they're ready, they should basically be a bit like this, where they're a little bit brown around the outside. After they've been on the tray for about 5 minutes, leave them out to cool, and then just stick them on a wire rack to cool finally. So the next stage is literally just sandwiching your biscuits together with a jam of your choice. Usually it's raspberry, some people use strawberry. And then once we're done all of that, we're going to start to decorate them. Doop, doop, doop. It looks like I'm being stingy with jam, but I'm not. sandwich them together. There's also 2 biscuits in here that I've added, because this is more of a, these 2 are both more traditional Empire biscuits. There's also more biscuits over there, but I made many. Those ones are too spooky for this. Too spooky. Too spooky. So next step is just decorating. Now usually it's just made with milk icing, which is literally just icing sugar, so just take a chunk of icing sugar, you just need a dollop, and then slowly adding milk to it, which I'm going to do for the white one for the ghosts, but the other ones I'm using food colouring to do it, because otherwise it will be too thick. And you want to be really careful with this because you want really stodgy icing, because that's how it's made, with stodgy icing. Stodgy icing. We don't want thin. It's Scottish cuisine, it should be unhealthy. Super unhealthy. So ridiculously super unhealthy. A little bit more. Get the rest, hopefully. So traditionally, on top of these you would have a jelly tot or a glassy cherry, or a jube as they call them in Scotland. Do you know they're called jubes in Scotland? He shakes his head. As my gran would call it, a jube. So, you have to make sure your biscuits are obviously perfectly cool by this point. Just mix through. This might actually need a tiny bit more milk. Possibly. How many? I've not got that many whites. That's fine. No, that's okay. So, stodgy, thick is what we want. And then simply use a spoon and add it. Oh, ice. We're not looking for award-winning masterpieces, it's fine. But Empire biscuits are not the sweetest of the sweet biscuits anyway, so the icing really helps. I say to a biscuit that's filled with sugar and coated and has jam in it, it's not the sweetest. No, not the sweetest. Now be aware, I'm doing this quickly, but for all the ones, because we're going to add details from the other colours onto things. So we don't want to be too wasteful. Almost. I'm enjoying the shoulder action there. Crumble, crumble. So here are the finished biscuits.
Yay! Wait. No, that's mine. That's mine. All mine. None for you. You don't get them. Yeah. Oh, okay, you can have them. Are you poking them? Why are you poking them?
So if you make them, send a picture so we can see, and talk to you all later. Bye everyone!